Alright guys, welcome back to the Stitch Method. Today we are discussing In the Mind of Jerry Garcia and the awesomely beautiful song Peggyo. Now, although the Grateful Dead didn't write the lyrics or the song for Peggyo, their progression and their take on it is nothing short of phenomenal. And I don't think I've heard a song that just uses 4 chords that has any better feel to it than this, Peggyo. So, let's get right to it. If you were lucky enough to catch a Peggyo live in concert, you'd hear a really beautiful emotional guitar solo performed by Jerry Garcia over a wide area on the guitar neck. And today we're going to kind of talk about how he does that and how you can do that at home with a medium level of ease. So what we have to do first, just like any of the Stitch Method approaches, is we have to discuss the chords to the song. So let's go over the chords really quickly. So the chords for the song, there's 4 of them. There's A, there is D, there is F sharp minor, and there is C sharp minor. Like that, okay? So A, D, F sharp minor, and C sharp minor. And I will have a backing track for you as well to practice to, and it's a slowed down one. But with those 4 chords, a lot of magic happens. So we're going to discuss the first couple of seconds of the chord progression. It goes from A to D, and then D back to A. And it's a rather fast tempo, believe it or not, but we're going to slow it down. So it sounds like this. It's A, D, I'm playing it here now, D, and A. Okay, so I know, I played my bar chords here, I showed you here. Deal with it. Alright, so here we go. So it's A and a D and a D and an A. So where does Jerry Garcia start off? I've listened to lots of Peggyos, and he starts off anywhere. So what I chose to do right now is start off around this 9th fret area. The chart that's linked below in the description box is going to have, you're going to be able to do this in 3 positions with the chords and scales that go with it. But let's get right down to it. Alright, so we have our A major scale, A major chord. It's a 9th fret chord, and it's the C-shaped chord right here. Okay, that is an A chord. Your root note is here, and your root note is here. Sorry, there, middle finger. Okay, I should get my picking hand. So here's your root note, and here. So what's going to happen here is really quickly we're just going to play the chord progression here. So for 4 beats, we have A, 1, 2, 3, 4, to a D chord, which is the E-shaped chord in the 10th fret. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so what does Jerry Garcia do? Just like any of his solos, it's very simple. There's not really a lot of modal playing going on here. It's really playing with the changes. What that means is as the chords change, you change your scales. Yes, pretty much. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to focus on the A chord tones first. Okay? And now we have this scale shape that goes with the A. It's on your chart, but we can rehearse it together. We have 9, 10, 12, 9, 11, 12, 9, 11, 12, 9, 11, 9, 10, 12, 9, 10, 12, okay? Alright, so there it is. And now when he plays the A, he's going to focus on the A chord tones, and he's going to use the A major scale. So here I have a little backing track looped, and it happens really quickly, but here is the A. I mean, it's really quick. So quick that we should get to the D and come back to it, alright? So we have a D chord here, alright? And our D chord here on the 10th fret, the scale that goes with it is the most common, I think, major scale that we learn. 10, 12, 9, 10, 12, 9, 11, 12, 9, 11, 12, 10, 12, 9, 10. And this is an E-shaped scale. Okay, so we have a C shape for the A and an E shape for the D. So what I'm going to do here is, what he does is he mentally focuses on the chord tones and then uses the proper scale for the chord, and when the chord changes, he'll use the different scale for that chord, but focus also on the chord tone. Sorry. So here's what it sounds like when I go from the A major chord with the A major scale to the D major chord in the D major scale. And here we go. D. Back to A. Okay, so all I was doing there was my A major scale right here in the 9th fret to my D major scale right here in the 10th fret, kind of focusing on the chord tones. And now we shift down to this F sharp minor part. So then it goes from A to F sharp minor, which is on the same root. It's a 9th fret, but it's this A minor shaped chord. There's your F sharp minor chord. So we got to talk about that. Now, here's your chord tones. It's going to be 9, 11, 11, 10, 9. All right? But the scale shape for this one, which we like, is the same exact scale shape that we used for the A chord, because A and F sharp minor are relative major and relative minor. I hope that you watch my relative major and relative minor video, because that would make a lot more sense. But a relative major and a relative minor use the same scale shape. So it's the same exact scale shape that we learned for the A. 9, 10, 12, 9, 11, 12, 9, 11, 12, 9, 11, 9, 10, 12, 9, 10, 12. But this time you're really focusing on those chord tones. So now I'm going to play the loop again. I'm going to go from the A to the D, and from the D to the A. And then it stays in the A 4 beats to the F sharp minor. And that part, the A to the F sharp minor, uses the same scale shape, where you're just focusing on the chord tones that are physically there. You don't have to think about numbers, you don't have to think about ones, threes, and fives, nothing. Just the physical placement of these chord tones on the scale. So here it is again. A, D, A, F sharp minor. Okay? Oh, back, yeah, there's a new chord coming. So I know it's going fast, but everything goes slow. Pretty much chord tones, like all my other videos, right? So now F sharp minor, and then we end with this double, this awesome C sharp minor right here, 9th fret, this E minor shaped chord, C sharp minor, maybe I'll things up. And this chord we vamp on for 2 beats. And now this scale is 9, 11, 12, 9, 11, 12, 9, 11, then 8, 9, 11, 9, 10, 12, 9, 11, 10, sorry, 9, 11, 12. Again, the chart they have, it's really nice and neat. Here, I'll show it to you. It's right here. Ooh. Right, it's right there. It's right there. And you can print it out. It's really has every chord and scale shape that you need to survive the song if you want it, but it's good. So now, the chord progression, I'm just going to play chords. A, D, D, back to A. Then A, F sharp minor to C sharp minor. So how do we handle that? A major chord, A major scale with chord tones. D major chord, D major scale with chord tones. F sharp minor chord, F sharp minor scale with chord tones. C sharp minor chord. You guessed it. So now here's what it sounds like up until that C sharp minor part, all right? Whew, here we go. A, D, back to A, F sharp minor, C sharp minor. Okay? You can hear how beautiful it sounds when you're changing your scales and also really focusing on the chord tones. When I'm soloing, if I'm on the C sharp minor, I see these chord tones in my scale. They are highlighted in the chart. And what happens is when you play C sharp minor, you can play C sharp minor scale, but you land on the chord tones. And that creates a bittersweet sound, because any note in a chord tone is a viable landing spot. It's going to sound, especially in a minor chord, if you land on one of those root notes, if you land on one of the notes that's not a root note, it's going to have a sense of resolve, but it's going to have this hanging like it wants to go to resolve, and it creates this beautiful little tiny like kind of a pause. We'll keep going. All right, so the next portion is back to your D chord, 4 beats, back to the A chord, then the A chord, and then the F sharp minor. Okay, so we'll talk about that portion. Really, I've already told you. If I'm playing the D major, it's right here. If I'm playing the A, it's here, and if I'm playing the F sharp, it's here. And so now I'm going to play actually the whole entire song, because it's just those 4 chords. So you got to know the chord progression. So what I need you to do is practice the chord shapes and the scales that go with it, and then the backing track that's linked below, it's going to have the chord that you're on, and when you see that chord, you just switch mentally to that scale and see those chord tones. So here is a solo up in the 9th fret for Peggyo, with A chords, D chords, F sharp minor chords, and C sharp minor chords with their respective scales and chord tones. And hopefully I don't screw it up. Hopefully that sounded good. Okay? Oh, something's flashing on my camera. I don't know what that means, but we're going to keep on going. All right, so now we have this whole entire thing kind of fleshed out. But one thing that Jerry Garcia does, which he didn't talk about, is he's a big fan of like blues scales or country scales. So the one thing I want to show you, how he always ends, and you got to listen to it, how he always ends coming back to the A, like from the D to the A, or at the end, the A, is, if this is a root note here, and again, this is marking the chart, the scale, okay, goes here, but he goes to the minor third, which is in the blues scale, and it's hard to explain, but he'll pull it like that. Okay, you're going to hear this in all of his solos. What that is the country scale, the blues scale. It would be a flat 5 if we were playing it on top of a minor, but it becomes the major. It becomes the minor third when you're playing on top of the major, and this is what the sound of country. So if you want to get that little Jerry Garcia ending flair when you come back to the A, instead of sticking strictly to the scale, he'll come up one fret from this. Well, here's the root note. He'll come up one fret from the 12th fret and pull it in. So here it is again, and listen for that note. Here we go. So there it is there. So a lot of soloing going on with your chords and your scales that go together now. Now, in the chart, we're not done. We got a lot of stuff to do. I hope this is all making sense. Go slow, really go slow, but this is how it sounds, or this is how it works. In the chart below, the thing, we have it again in, I'm on fret 2, or really, I guess I put on the 14 in the chart, okay? So I'm up here, and I'll show you. Here's your A chord, and there's a scale that goes with that, okay? Here's your D chord. It's a C-shaped chord. It's all marked below. Your F-sharp minor chord is really tight. It's up here. And your C-sharp minor chord, which is a new one, is, well, it's kind of, I'll show you down on the second fret, is this. So let me translate it down here for you. We have the A chord, the G-shaped A chord, to the C-shaped D chord. Oh, by the way, so what I did is up on the 14th fret, and you just subtract 12, and there it is an octave lower. So this is like the 14th fret here. So we have the G-shaped chord for the A. We have the D-shaped chord for, the C-shaped chord for the D. Again, I always screw things up. Okay, that's your D chord. For your F-sharp minor, you have your E minor shaped chord. And then a C-sharp minor chord that a lot of people don't know about is the ring finger 2nd fret of the B. First finger is 1st fret of the G. Middle finger is 2nd fret of the D, and then the pinky goes to the 4th fret of the A string. Very hard chord to get down here, but that's it. That's a C-sharp minor chord. So we're going to use that, all right? And so on the chart below, it shows you how to play the scales with those chords. I'll play it for you down here briefly, because I don't want to waste your time, because you'll understand how to do it. But I'm going to play it here, I'll play it here, and then I'll play it an octave higher from my 2nd fret. And you can see how Jerry Garcia, now we do have little chunks that we're not talking about, but we can't make this video too long. So Jerry Garcia is going to start down here. Well, no, not Jerry. You and I will start down here, and then we'll kind of get it here, and then we'll move it up an octave higher. And we'll see what it sounds like. So it'll be 3 times around, okay? So hopefully my looper lasts. Here we go. I know I was silent there, and I should be shouting the chords out, but I'll put them on the screen. So to make a long story short, we did it kind of in detail in the 9th fret area. The chart below has the same exact stuff for fret 2 and fret 14. And really quickly, I guess I'll go over that. If you don't want to buy the chart, it's fine. But I'll go over the scale shapes really quickly. I'm going to do it only on the 2nd fret, and you need to convert it to the 14th fret. You can do it. You just add 12. So the A major scale, okay, is going to be, let's see, 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 2, 3, 5, 2, 4, 5. All right, that's the same exact scale for the F sharp minor. Okay, the A major and the F sharp minor are exactly the same. All right, so now we'll do the D major. It's going to be from the thickest 2, 3, 5, 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5. And now the C sharp minor scale, really, it's an awesome form, but you really want to concentrate on the chord tones. But here it is. It's 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 5. Okay? So now those are your scale shapes for the chords that I did below. The last thing I'll point out is wherever you have the A, like in when you're playing an A chord, all right? It's very important. I know this is a long video, but when you're playing the A chord, look at those root notes that are on the charts. And 3 frets up is that quote-unquote blue note or country note that Jerry Garcia pulls into. It's not in the major scale, it's in the country scale. And he comes back to it. So you have it here. All right, I'll play a quick solo, listen for everything, I'll play it again, and I'll just kind of fade out. All right, have a good one. Bye, guys. All right, let's start.